Hi, this is Kathy at inkingpaperwithkat.com. Today's project is a Valentine pouch that holds 2 Ghirardelli chocolates. When you open the pouch, there are 2 pockets, and you can slide out your chocolates. Close it up, and you have a nice little Valentine's present. This pouch is made in rose red, and it is using the DSP from Love Blossoms. Let's get started. You need a piece of cardstock that measures 8.5 by 6.5. The one we're going to make today is made with crumb cake. You also need 4 pieces of the DSP that measures 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. You will also need a scrap piece of Whisper White and a scrap piece of crumb cake for your embellishments. Alright, let's do our scoring first. On the long side, you are going to score at 3, 3 3/4, 6 3/4, 7 1/4. Turn it, and you are going to score at 3 and at 6. And that's all of our scoring done. Now we're going to need to remove pieces, and I have a little diagram for you so that you can see what to remove. Here's the one that we have just cut. We're going to remove this strip and this whole corner. And when we're done removing it, it will look like this. So you can see on this one. Get a good picture of that. So I'm going to leave that out so you can see as we go. So the first thing we need to remove is this piece up here. And there are a slim rectangle, a square, a slim rectangle, and a larger rectangle. We're taking all of that out. So you can see we're now at this place. Now we need to take out this small rectangle and this larger rectangle. So we're going to cut down. And you can do it either way. You can score beforehand, or you can cut and then score. You do need to fold this piece under so that you can get in there and get a nice straight cut. Okay, so you see where we're at? Alright, let's do some folding and burnishing. Valentine's Day will be here very soon, and I wanted to have a little something to send to my son and daughter-in-law when I sent a lot of something to my grandchildren. So I thought these little pouches would be the perfect thing to send. Okay, so we have all our scoring and burnishing done. Now we're going to do some punching. We want to create this little opening here on both of these pouches to make it a little easier to get your candy in and out. So we're using the scalloped oval, and basically if you line it up with your score lines and go in as far as you want to go, depending on how big you want your opening to be, will be fine. Then you're going to do this one. Okay, those are done. I want to go back, and on these 2 tabs, I do want to take a little wedge out just so it folds a little bit flatter. Reduces the bulk in the corners. Okay, now we're going to put our DSP on. So basically what you want to do is, if you have a pattern that has a direction, so like these hearts, I don't want them to be upside down. So you need to think about how it's going to look when you present it. So it needs to go that way on the outside. Let's put those two down. I'm using snail for this. You can tell I like to have a lot of adhesive on my projects. I don't want them to fall apart, especially not when I'm nailing them. Line it up. You're going to have a small border. Same on the other side. Excuse me. Okay, then we're going to do the inside, and again, look and see so that you've got things going in the same direction. And it's opened up. Now you will notice that this is covering where you punch, but we're going to go back in with our punch and punch that section out. You can layer it first and then do that, but sometimes it can get a little too thick and a little hard to punch, so it's easier to do it this way, but it is completely up to you. So just turn it over, take your punch, line it up. There you go. All right, let's put our box together. I'm going to use double-sided tape for this. Because you have something that's going in that's a little bit thicker, it will pull on this, so you can use double-sided tape, you can use Tombow, whichever one you're more comfortable with and that you think will give you a strong enough hold. I do think that the double-sided tape is a little bit stronger than fuse, but it is up to you. I like to make sure these are trimmed off well. As you can tell, there's not a lot of adhering on this project. It's fairly simple. You can adhere the bottoms of your pouch if you want. I found that things don't slide out, so I don't really need to do that, but it is up to you. If you wanted to do that, you would put a very thin line of adhesive right here when you lay it over. Okay, and there's your pouch. Now, on this one, I closed it with little magnets. If you are giving this to small children, do not use magnets. We know kids put things in their mouth. You might want to do it with little Velcro stickies. Put your embellishment larger where it can be tucked in, but there are all kinds of other ways to close it other than magnets. Magnets and little kids just don't go together. I am actually using some really old magnets that I had. I have an order coming for magnets, but of course it isn't here yet. And then I'm using mini dots to adhere it to my project. And these are so thin, they're hard to hang on to. I used to. Again, it's something I just don't want it to come apart. And I center it. Put a couple glue dots on. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to lay it on the magnet. And make sure everything is lined up after you've got your magnet on. Close it. press down, give it some good force so that those dots hold. And there you go, you've got your closure on. Now I want to make those corners look a little better, and I'm using this Twisty Curve punch. It's a corner punch from Stampin' Up. I love this punch. It is just so versatile. It has been well worth the investment in it. All right, now we can do our decorations, and for this I am using the Sweetheart punch. And I'm going to punch one out of Pancake, one out of Whisper White, and while we're punching I'm going to be using the Scallop punch again out of Whisper White, and also the Oval punch. And we're going to do that in Crumb Cake. Alright, let's do our sentiment. The sentiment I'm using is for you. It is from the Stampin' Up! Birthday Blooms. It's in the New Occasions catalog. So if you're interested in it, you can go to my blog and hop onto my online store and order it. I would appreciate the order. It is a great little stamp set. I really have gotten a lot of use out of it. And the flower itself is beautiful, but I love the script that they're using for the sentiments. Using Crumb Cake ink. We're going to layer this with some dimensionals. Put it on our package some more. And then for our hearts, what we're going to do is we're going to offset them so that you just see a hint of that white behind the crumb cake. And again, I'm going to use a couple of dimensionals. You notice I put those pretty close together because I don't want the dimensional hanging off where I've layered it. And then to kind of decorate those hearts, we're using this die cut that I think is so cute. It is from the Cups and Kettles die set, and you get a ton of dies. So you get the little heart, which can look like steam coming off of a cup. You get kettles and teacups and creamers and sugar bowls. It's just an adorable set. And it does come with a matching stamp set. I'll grab it really quickly. I say that, and of course I can't find it. There it is. A nice cuppa. So it's a cute set. And I believe you can get it as a bundle. So let's use some Tombow to put this die cut on. And it doesn't take a lot. A little bit. That's going to go right there. And there you go. A nice little pouch that will hold 2 Ghirardelli chocolates that you can give as a little Valentine gift. Thanks for stopping by.